warm welcome to Prudent News. Now look at the headlines. Ecologist Madhav Gadgil seeks Gram Sabha's verdict on his Western Ghats report. Government's inaction led to court's intervention. Courts are not the activists, Gadgil slams Chief Minister. Mining truck owners vow severe and historic agitation while People's Convention presses for Gadgil report. Convention opposes Kasturi Rangan report and Mopa Airport. No middleman, no agents, still go in vegetables much more costlier than the ones from Belgaum. Watch Prudent's special report. Art and Culture Department honors 23 artists, presents State Cultural Awards. Actor Anupam Kher commends Goa government for honoring artists before their retirement. And 4 sisters from Pirgaonkar family at Haturli Mae in their 40s and 50s struggle for survival. No state aid, no welfare scheme. Watch special report. Now news in detail. Forget about the government, let the Gram Sabhas decide whether to accept or reject the reports on Western Ghats. Renowned Indian ecologist Madhav Gadgil says it. He was speaking to Prudent on the backdrop of Goa government not accepting his reports on Western Ghats. When questioned about CM Parrikar's terming the highest courts as environmental activists, Gadgil says one should not say so. Government failed to act on Shah Commission's report, hence people moved to the court.
Our report should have been rendered into Konkani and Marathi and made available to all the Grama Sabhas of the in concerned region in Goa and in Marathi, in say Maharashtra, in Kannada, in Karnataka. Their input is very vital. I don't agree that government is just the Chief Minister or the Prime Minister. Government is all of us. And the government is not agreeing, I do not accept. They are not, as our report has asked, they are not taking it to people. People are sovereign in this country. So I think this interpretation that government is not accepting is a misinterpretation of what should be the government in the country. They must follow the democratic process. If they are not following the democratic process, that is unfortunate. People must force them to follow democratic process.
So do you think that the Madhav Gadgil report suggestion should be placed in a Gram Sabha and Gram Sabha should decide whether it to accept or not?
Well, that's exactly what we have written in the report. There is no question of thinking. We have written in the report that our whole analysis and the recommendations should be taken to the Gram Sabhas and they should respond, putting together all their responses and responses, of course, from other levels. Then the decision should be arrived at. Yes, we have said that that should be done.
Sir, your reaction on our Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar when he is saying the Supreme Court is acting like an environmentalist?
See, regretfully, Shah Commission report very clearly brings out there was huge amount of illegal mining and that the government machinery has not behaved responsibly. It has permitted for decades illegalities to go on. Now, when the governments behave like this, people are forced to go to the courts. Now, it is the responsibility of the court to, of course, give proper judgments. It is the governments which are not discharging their responsibility. Then to accuse courts of being overactive is completely wrong. You examine yourself, look in the mirror and see how responsibly you have been acting. And talk about that. Don't talk about activism of courts. Courts is the last resort. It is a tragedy that courts have to be active. The tragedy is that governments are not responsible. That's why courts are forced to be active.
Mining truck owners are looking forward to successfully observe bunds in 7 talukas from 21st August to 28th August, which will finalize the final structure of the mega agitation. North Goa truck owners declared to stage the most severe and historic agitation in their meeting on Honda on Sunday. Meanwhile, People's Convention supporting Western Ghats have demanded that Madhav Gadgil report should be implemented instead of Kasturi Rangan report. Convention has passed 14 resolutions for enforcement of the report. Convention have opposed Mopa Airport, terming it to be unnecessary and motivated with vested interests.
Mining dependents convened a meeting at Honda on the backdrop of their marathon agitations from 21st August to 28th August across 7 talukas in mining belt. North Goa Truck Owners Association convened the meeting. Leaders claim the plans are on for a severe and historic agitation. Meanwhile, People's Convention to Save Western Ghats met at Institute Minajis Braganza Hall in Panji. Convention passed 14 resolutions and certified that Madhav Gadgil report on Western Ghats be implemented instead of Kasturi Rangan report. Advocate Krishnandu Mukherjee gave us more details.
Well, the resolutions are 1. The adoption of the report. 2. The rejection of the Kasturi report. 3. To organize meetings in each state to put pressure on the Western Ghats government. 4. That basically the Gram Sabhas and village panchayats should be the mechanism for deciding development in the Western Ghats region. 5. More awareness by translating the summary of report into local languages. 6. To coordinate the movements better in the Western Ghats. 7. To reject un-people-centric, profit-related projects like MOPA, the Atirapalli and Gundia HAP. See, MOPA, there's absolutely no public interest in having MOPA. Ultimately, it's a privately funded project which, is not required, and the reason why it's there is simply because of vested private interests. Yeah, there's sufficient capacity in Dabolin, and the new airport is being built in Maharashtra.
A video journalist Chetan Gauss and reporter from Bicholi Uday Parab for Prudent.
It is surprising but a reality. The vegetables grown on Goan soil are much more costlier than the ones from Belgaum. But how? Nobody has the answer. A farmer to market vegetable supply chain in Goa does not have as many middlemen like wholesalers and agents in the Belgaum Goa supply chain. We compared rates of locally grown seasonal vegetables in the capital city market. Cucumber, ghosari, karela and ladyfingers. Here is a special report.
The fight for rates of so-called Gaunti vegetable and vegetable brought from outside continue in the state. We entered the Panji market on Sunday. Scanned the market just for these 4 vegetables.
Cucumber, reach gourd known as ghosari, ladyfinger and bitter gourd known as karela. Small tender cucumbers commonly known as piprio are sold at 20 rupees for 4 small cucumbers. A bit bigger size costs 50 rupees for 5 pieces. And from Belgaum, next is reach gourd, commonly known as ghosari. Gautis are just 2 for 50 rupees. Whereas from Belgaum they cost 45 rupees per kilo in retail market.
Ghosari 45 rupees. Kilo 3-4 hai moti.
At horticulture corporation outlets, it's still lesser. Ladyfingers locally grown, we call it Sachiranche Bhene. You will get just 5 costing 50 rupees.
पन्नासांक व्हडले भेटा हे धाकटे 40चे व्हडले दिता 5.
Whereas 50 rupees note will give you a kilo of Belgaum grown lady fingers.
भेंड्याची रेट 50 रुपये झाला.
5 to 6 small bitter gourd that is karati costs 50 rupees.
Karati 50
From Belgaum grown it is 50 rupees per kilo. Almost 2 to 3 karatis for 20 rupees only.
आणि कराटी 50 झाला.
Surprising, but a reality. Goans pay much more for Gauti despite of a limited supply chain and middlemen who inflate the prices. The local vendors sell it at much higher prices than ones from Belgaum. Goikar always prefer Gauti but has no better choice. Tulsidas Chari for Prudent.
It's time for a short break. Stay tuned.